Before I got into drugs, I had a lot of personal problems. I'll be honest with you, I lost my mum, my granddad and my best mate in a week. And my head went into drugs and it's just been downhill ever since. I've been to, tried other rehabs and they just don't work for me. You know what I mean? Coming back out, back to square one, back to the same cities and all that. This place is the best place that's happened to me. You know what I mean? I love this place. It's going to be hard to leave, but I know when I do leave, I'm going to leave better off.
It was a commercial pig farm until 1988, and then John and Jenny Home changed its use into residential rehabilitation for people suffering from primary drug abuse. We offer 25 nationally recognised qualifications, and we're registered with LANTRA, NPTC, OCR and a range of awarding bodies in 4 key areas. That's forestry, engineering, core skills and basic skills. One more silver birch. I put a bit of hazard tape around it so you'll know which one it is.
Before I come to Willowdene, I'd wake up in the morning. The first thing I'd be thinking about is how I'm going to get money to score my drugs and all that. And that was like happening every day. But now at Willowdene, I wake up in the morning and I say to myself, oh, I wonder what I'm doing today. I mean, what I'm doing, like I could be outside, I could be working with the animals, I could be doing well, and I could be doing cross-cutting and all that. So it has changed me thinking around a lot.
Heath has recently passed his chainsaw qualifications, also his CS38 and 39, which is tree climbing and use of a chainsaw from a rope and harness. He's actually currently on a job interview this afternoon, and that will involve a 2-week work trial. And Heath has every chance of getting the job. You know, he's not only achieved his qualifications, but he can actually do a full day's work, which is a real credit to him from where he came from.
Before I come here, I had no prospects or nothing. I didn't have a CV and all that. Never went to school or nothing, so I had nothing. But since I'm coming here, I've got my level 1 and my English and maths and all my tickets and all that, and I've done a CV, and like today I've got a job interview, so things are looking up.
Everything we try and do at Willowdene, we don't try and simulate anything. So all of the training as well for the forestry side is linked into real work activities. For example, we're doing some building work at the moment, so we're doing a lot of concreting. When we're doing the forestry work, there's people being assessed today on the chainsaw and also on the cherry pickers. That is the career they'll go into. You mind if I come in a minute, Steve? Yeah. Let's have a look again. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Yeah, this is our welding and engineering workshop. So it's split into 2 bays. The bay we're currently at the moment, we've got 5 MIG welders and 5 arc welders. And then all the lads that come through the programme here get the opportunity to do their level 1 in MIG and arc welding. So this will be your last test piece for your level 1 in MIG welding.
Yep.
Look at that for straightness down there now.
Right.
The best bit I like about Willowdene Farm is you're away from the drugs, and you've got a variety of courses. You've got therapy, and it's a good environment.
Steve, when he came to the farm, didn't think he'd be able to weld at all. In fact, I remember teaching Steve from the very beginning, and he just wanted to give up and walk away from it. And Steve kept on persevering and persevering. And Steve actually is gifted at welding. It's one of these things that once you try and you can do it. Steve exceeded at every level. He flew through his arc welding. We've assessed most of his MIG pieces, and he's just finished his MIG piece today. And Steve will pass with flying colours.
Now I've got some hope. I've actually got qualifications on the CV. I'm enthusiastic now, whereas I never used to be. You know, I didn't have any motivation at all, but now I have, and I think I have got hope for the future.
Yeah, so we just put our last line on there, Steve, and I don't see any reason why that won't pass. Yeah. I think one of the key things about Willowdene Farm is that when the guys come through on their residential programme, is that we need to do more than just deal with their life issues. That's a key thing to resolve the issues why they came to using substances. But we need to get them back into a future with a hope, and that is through job security and accommodation. So Steve will finish here with his qualifications in welding, forestry, maths, English. He's got a well-rounded profile. But Steve now with his qualifications will be able to go in and secure a job. That means he'll start to earn a decent living, private sector accommodation, will move away from an area unconnected with his past, which will allow him to live the life he was designed for. Well done. We're very fortunate that actually we're now getting headhunted. We're getting employers phoning up phoning us up and saying, we had someone from you last year, but they've been great. Have you got anyone else? We're expanding our workforce. And I think that's a real credit to the guys that come through the farm, that actually, they're ambassadors for Willowdene Farm. They've turned their lives around and they're making a great benefit to the community and the jobs that they're doing. Just sending someone to prison will not fix their drug addiction. Actually, they'll probably end up learning far more about different drugs and also far more about criminality. What we need to do is offer alternatives to the criminal justice system, and that is through farms like Willowdene, like care farms throughout the world.
How's it going, Farmer Wayne?
Oh, they all want the dinner, don't they?
Well, my name's Roger. I come in and I do a Friday night cover. I also do the activities on a Thursday and take the guys out on town trips. Well, I came to Willowdene Farm in 2001, and after 20 years of heroin addiction, methadone prescription, I came to a point in my life where there was no help for me at all, or it just seemed that it was all very hopeless. And so I came to Willowdene Farm, and initially just to get myself strong, but things changed once I was here. When I started dealing with issues therapeutically and finding, I think for myself, it was having more structure in my life. The work ethic at Willowdene Farm, it really helps, and I suppose it builds you up. One thing that I did notice being a townie was just how quiet it was. And it gives you time to really think and dig deep within yourself when you need to. After a therapy session, it's good to have that quiet headspace to go off and really think about what you've dealt with or what you're dealing with. Write it down, and as you enter into this process of dealing with things, it helps being out here, around nature.
I've never met people so trusted in my life. From the day you walk in, these lot trust you. It's like a workforce, and you just bounce off everybody. I didn't think I was employable. I didn't, But all this can only go good for you, can't it? If you're going into rehab, this is the one to be in. If you're willing to work and you want to change properly and not leave rehab back to the way you come here, come to places like this.
Don't leave it too long. Don't leave it until the point of you find yourself, as I did, having nothing, and you can go on for the rest of your life if you want, looking for rescue packages to help you out, but at some time or other you've got to come to your senses. You've got to come to within yourself and say, look, I know it's a cliche, but without change everything remains the same, and it's a scary thing to take on, but do that. It's the best thing that you'll ever do.